When my business was still brand new, I had this private client. Let's call him Paul. And he was getting ready for a VIP day with one of the most well-known business coaches on the planet. He was so stoked for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I helped Paul prepare this list of questions that would really move the needle for him in his business. A few weeks went by until our next call, and I asked him how it went. What he said next floored me. It was awesome, Marisa. We had this really great lunch and an amazing conversation. And then I asked him the million-dollar question. What was your biggest takeaway? Oh, he told me to change the font on my DVD cover and a couple of words here in the subheadline. And I remember thinking, are you freaking kidding me? Change a couple of words in the font? That's all he said? I'd been working with Paul for a while and I knew his offer had some serious issues. So when he told me this rock star coach had suggested micro changes that wouldn't do much to improve his sales, I was shocked and deeply disappointed. That conversation with Paul, it bothered me all day. I couldn't understand how that happened. And then it hit me. Mr. Rockstar Coach, the one everyone talked to because they thought he had all the answers, was telling people what they wanted to hear, not what they needed to hear. He was suffering from something that can take down even the most successful coaches. In case you're tuning into my channel for the first time, I'm Marisa Murgatroyd, and I've coached and supported tens of thousands of entrepreneurs, from side hustlers to seven-figure empires, on how to grow their business online. And on that day back in 2012, I swore that no matter what, I'd tell people what they needed to know to reach their goals, not just what they wanted to hear or what felt comfortable. I would never let what happened to Mr. Rockstar Coach happen to me. And this is something that can happen to any successful coach, especially highly sensitive, highly empathetic people who are in the business of helping people. So what is it? What's going on here? Compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue is traditionally associated with caregivers, and it stems from the emotional and physical drain experienced by those constantly providing support to others. But here's the twist. Coaches are not immune to this phenomenon. Why? Because we're in the business of solving problems, serving people, and often pouring our hearts and souls into creating transformations. And while this is incredibly rewarding work, it can also be incredibly draining. Because when you're in the business of helping hundreds or even thousands of people transform their lives, when you're deeply committed to being honest and helping them get real results, you're gonna see a lot of projections. And this is what happens when your clients redirect their feelings and emotions onto you. And this will be both positive and negative. You'll receive a lot of love and a lot of appreciation, which feels great. But then there are the times when you might be blamed. When they're feeling frustrated or discouraged, some of your clients might blame you and your program when they don't reach the goals they were aiming for. And the more people you serve, the more likely this is gonna happen to you. You may even get a few negative reviews on public sites like Trustpilot. If you're serving hundreds or even thousands of people, some of them are bound to be unhappy, and they're gonna tell you about it. And as an empath, or someone who cares deeply about each and every client's success, this will hurt a lot. And if you're not careful, it's easy to be crushed by the weight of all your clients' hopes and dreams. You can't hold the weight of it. And here's a secret. No one can, no matter how successful you become. So as a defense mechanism, you may start taking the easy way out by telling your clients what they want to hear instead of what they need to hear, like Mr. Rockstar Coach. Because holding all of your clients' hopes and dreams in your hands, it's too much. So how can you make sure this never happens to you as you grow and scale? How can you support hundreds or even thousands of clients in becoming the best version of themselves without being crushed by the weight of it all? The first and most crucial step is taking responsibility to serve your clients in the best way you can without taking responsibility for them. This is about empowering your clients, not trying to carry them on your back. There's a delicate balance between being a supportive guide and becoming a crutch for your clients. It's about empowering them, not enabling them. Let me give you a scenario. You're a business coach with a client named Jamie, and Jamie's brilliant with fantastic ideas for her business, but she's also a bit hesitant to take bold steps without your approval. Initially, you find yourself guiding her through every minor decision, answering texts at all hours, and essentially managing her business for her. Here's the problem. By doing this, you're not really serving Jamie. True service would be empowering her to make decisions confidently on her own. using the tools and strategies you've taught her. The goal is to make your students independent, not dependent. And this is what it means to serve your clients in the best way you can without taking responsibility for them. Make sense? Now, there's a second piece to making sure compassion fatigue never derails you. You have to take the time to take care of yourself. Some of the world's top coaches and thought leaders I know, they work with emotional coaches, with therapists, with energy healers, maybe even shamans to help them work through the spectrum of emotions that come up when you're serving thousands of people. A therapist can also help you work through the heartache and the heartbreak that can come from being on the receiving end of other people's negative projections, and also the pitfalls of their positive projection. Now, this can happen when your clients look at you through rose-colored glasses. They constantly tell you how amazing you are. You can do no wrong in their eyes. Sounds pretty great, right? The problem, this constant unabashed praise can trigger a never-ending ego trip or a superiority complex where you start believing that you're untouchable, invincible, always right. Here's the thing, you're not always right. Nobody is. And in our crazy online business world, pivots are necessary. Feedback is essential, and mistakes are likely. So you can't let positive projections cloud your judgment. Being in a community of loving, like-minded peers, coaches, and teachers can also go a long way toward keeping you on the right path and keeping your ego in check while helping you release difficult emotions. I wouldn't be where I am today without my close circle of entrepreneur friends. Integrating some kind of spiritual practice, like meditating daily or prayer, can also be a huge help in processing emotions in a safe, healthy way, and in helping you stay centered and connected to who you truly are versus believing that you're the sum total of everybody else's projections. Plus, being connected and tuned into yourself and how you truly feel about your business can give you the clarity and confidence that you need to try new things and the courage to pivot and switch things up when you're not getting the results you're looking for. I've seen a lot of hugely successful coaches become a shell of their true selves. They give up being who they are, and they take the easy road with their clients, not because they no longer care, but because the weight of carrying all those hopes and dreams, it's just too much. But there is another way. Don't let things get to the point where you end up with a serious case of compassion fatigue. Instead, do what you can to take care of yourself so you can be fully and authentically you and serve your clients in the best way possible while empowering them to take responsibility for their own success. Be a guide, don't be a crutch. This is the only path that leads to an unshakable reputation and long-term success. It's the path that lets you do your best work, creating real transformations for your clients while making a real difference in the world. You got this. And if you want to keep learning and growing and make sure you have the mindset you need to live your message and be the change you want to see in this world, I've put together a very special playlist just for you. Inside, you'll discover how the most successful entrepreneurs ever were fueled by failure, the steps that you need to recover from burnout, how to handle online hate like a pro, and more. So check out that playlist and then go out there and live your message.